with young men, there is, you're talking about an appetite for this type of thing. Obviously, I mean, that appetite's been growing, even kind of back, the Trump thing was a resurgence of some sort of masculine energy that I think has slowly formalized into this genre of daddy figures speaking to young men like Jordan Peterson. I don't mean that insultingly either, but that most of this stuff has sort of a socio-cultural or a political cultural bent to it. Something that I'm interested in that I would both want to serve and ingest is so many aspects of masculinity or manhood, and not that it has to be exclusive to that, of personhood, that are not being addressed by in this genre of content that is about, for young men. Like when I was at the beach, Harris had just done the Iron Man. And one of the things that was kind of a theme that I was internally thinking about a lot over the beach was like, it's been a hard time. And Lee and I and Harris were all talking, and like, something I'm realizing is in the resurgence of this kind of masculine desire in the culture, there's all kinds of podcasts and media being churned out that, will get into like how to reconnect with your ancestors and how to, kind of pulling in these ancestral themes. And, I was feeling kind of low. I was not feeling strong in my manhood at that moment. And one of the things we kept kind of coming back over was like, go do the gauntlet, go do a triathlon, go do a marathon, get back to weightlifting. And there's a part of me as I'm listening to it that knows from experience that those things will kind of scratch the itch that they think I'm talking about. That they're hearing me say, I need to feel like a man. So go run a race, go lift a weight, go get a trophy, go compete in a sense, go be a warrior. And don't get me wrong, I think that is an essential aspect of becoming a man, that willingness to get in it and kind of get in over your head, and to make yourself hard and immovable, to add muscle, not reduce it. And I couldn't really get my finger on like why I was both feeling kind of unsatiated or even isolated from the conversation, in spite of them trying to, and I couldn't really put my finger on why that was, and that it was also sort of irritating me. And then I think when we came back from the beach, I went and got dinner with Brett. And I had the first conversation about masculinity and manhood that had felt true in a while. And we got into all of the aspects of being a man that are not those things that are easy to point to and like, hey, you're feeling a little low, get a six-pack. Brett is the closest thing I know. Well, Brett's a man. I know that. And I know that when I was talking to him, he understood that there is a level of manhood to be in this world, but then there is this higher goal of kind of ascending beyond these things and realizing that the times when I've been doing CrossFit or gained 15 pounds of muscle, it's been to make myself feel better that women desired me, which is the least masculine thing I can think of, to center your life and ego around the approval of women. So if it's about making others look at you in a certain way, I think that's something different than true manhood. I think that has more to do with ego, which is, a part of us. But I'm trying to get at that thing beyond what the world wants us to be, or what that ego part of us, and actually talk about so much of what makes Brett the man he is the things that you don't see him. He's not he's kind of invisible in a certain sense, but he is the foundation underneath this family. And I think that there are so many more men that are ready, and there's going to be a lot more money in selling kind of ancestral workout plans and raw meat diets and libtard snowflakes to young men. But the real value is in saying yes, and also there's more to it than that. And I think particularly talking about family is something that gets left out of a lot of these kind of media culture figures that talk about how to improve your life, because their family life probably fucking sucks.